Hello again. In this video, I'm going to really quickly take you through Docker multi-stage builds. Very simple, but obviously when you don't know, you don't know. You hear people talking about multi-stage builds. They seem a bit overwhelming, but they're actually really, really simple. And today I'm going to show you how. So the example that I'm going to use is to clone a to-do app that I found on GitHub. Just a simple Google search for to-do app on GitHub. Came up with this. It's not one that I've created. I just found it a few minutes ago. And the server that we'll be running this on is this one, which is on Hetzner, this IP address. I'm going to run the final container that we build on port 8086. If I refresh, you can see there's nothing running on there at the moment. And if I come into the terminal, Docker container ls, you'll see we've got no containers. Docker image ls, we've got no images. So we're going to start with creating a Docker file. We'll edit that. Now, the first thing we always do with a Docker file is we give a base image by using the from command. So we're going to say we want node, and we'll say node version 16. Next, we want to create a work directory. So we'll say workdir is going to be /app. And we then want to copy the package.json into /app. And then run npm install, and then we'll copy everything else out of that cloned repo into the /app folder, and we'll then run npm run build. Now that's going to give us a folder at app dist with the output of the build command. But how would we get Nginx to run that? Well, with a multi-stage build, all we do is we simply just create another from. So in this case, it's going to be Nginx, and we'll say we want the latest. That is simply it in terms of what counts for a multi-stage Docker file build. What we have to do now, though, is we need to get the contents of this /app/dist folder that will be created by the build and bring that into the Nginx HTML folder that Nginx will read from when it runs. That's the key with a multi-stage build is how we do that. So we're just going to use the copy command again. However, this time we're going to say -- from equals, then we have to give the name of a previous stage that we want to copy from. Now we want this stage, but at the moment we don't have a name that we can use that we could say that that we can refer to that initial build stage. So we can easily do that with the keyword as. And then we just give a name, and it can be anything we want. I'm going to call it builder because it just makes sense that this is the build stage. And so we're going to copy from builder. And what do we want to copy? We want to copy the /app, the dist folder that will be created by build. And we want to copy it into the usual location for an Nginx image, which is going to be user share Nginx HTML, and as usual the Docker file we want to document that we're going to expose 8086. That's the port that we want to expose, and then we need an entry point for the Docker file, all the normal stuff that you would get in a Docker file now. So Nginx -g daemon off close the square bracket. That is a multi-stage build. The only thing that is different to what we would normally do is that we've got a second from statement. We've documented that this first stage is called builder by using the as keyword. And then we've referenced that in the copy command by saying we want to copy from the builder stage. And then we just use the normal from folder and to folder that you would normally do in a copy statement. So that should be enough now to get our Dockerfile built. So let's save that and let's do the Docker build. We want to tag it, as we'll say, we'll just call it view/app, and just a single period to say that the Docker file is going to be found in this folder. Enter. Okay, so that is the Docker container built. So we should now, if we say docker image ls, dockage, that's not going to work, docker image ls, wow, my fingers are going all over the place. Okay, so we've got our view app there. These other containers are the containers that were built, that were downloaded, also images that were downloaded as part of the build. So Node and Nginx, there was an intermediate container that was created as part of the build. And then we've got our view app container. So we should be able to run that now. So that would be Docker run, and the port we want to go, we said 8086, that we want to map to port 80. We want to run it in detached mode, and it's going to be the view app image that we want to run. So that's running. Let's see. There we go. Nice and easy. You can have a single Docker file with your multi-stage builds. So rather than running your Vue.js app just by saying, npm run dev, which you really shouldn't be doing inside a Docker container, you're just not going to get the performance. You can now easily, as you can see, do your build, and then there's a second stage, install Nginx, and then get that properly built dist folder into Nginx and running as a proper website. Okay, I hope that's helped you. If you did like this video, please like it. Please subscribe and click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I release new videos. Thank you and goodbye.